Living across from the ocean in Marbella, Spain, that's not a pipe dream, that's a property strategy. Here's what most investors don't realise: you don't need 10 properties to fund this kind of lifestyle. One great deal can fund it all. Today I'm going to show you how this childcare centre in Perth earns $97,000 a year in passive income. That's enough to pay for a luxury beachfront apartment on Spain's famous Costa del Sol. Most people think that commercial property is for the ultra wealthy, but here's the reality: one smart acquisition like this childcare centre can unlock complete freedom, permanent holidays and generational wealth. I'm James Hawthorne and I research commercial property deals and break down the exact lifestyle they can actually fund. So stick around because I'm going to break down the exact number and the strategy behind this deal and how it can earn more than 10 properties combined. So let's get into it. Now let's analyse the property that's going to fund our financial freedom. So I found this actual childcare centre in Perth, Western Australia, and it got sold for $5.5 million. Now it's got lots of parking, which is a good thing. As you can see, it's a really nice updated childcare centre, really aesthetically good looking, plenty of room as well, land area for kids to play, and it's right on a corner block, car park, big area, a lot of houses and a lot of development in the area, which is a good thing. They're building a nice big school, and there's another Catholic school, a few other schools in the area. So it's prime for development. Lots of people are going to be moving there, especially because it's going to be more affordable. A lot of homeowner grants are going to be given to people buying houses in this area, which is going to be more young people moving to the area, going to bring a lot of children, so the property is going to be in high demand. It's on that corner block. Further redevelopment, in the area, building more houses, means more actual supply of children, and actually because it's being developed, there's going to be less supply of land for childcare centres, so the demand of the property is going to go up. There's a lot of development in the area. It's in a really good spot, corner block, nice big block. We'll get into the actual listing details. So almost 2,400 square metres, 600 of which is the property. So it's a childcare investment, 15-year lease. That's a pretty big lease, and CPI plus 1% rental reviews, which is pretty good. So it's a 15-year lease and 3 further 10 years. So what's that? 45-year potential lease that this one property has. And it's being tenanted to Nido Early School, which is an ASX listed company, which is pretty good. Over 102 centres nationally, which means it's probably a good tenant to have. They're always going to be paying on time. So, and there's a lot of actual development in the area. So it's a good up and coming spot to be. $350,000 a year in net income. So it's a really good property, a long, 45 almost year lease with huge development in the area. So it's a good spot to have a childcare centre, since there's a lot of schools in the area. People are going to be sending their older kids to the primary school and the younger kids to the childcare centre. The only negative is, if say the tenant decides not to renew those options, who's going to tenant this sort of property afterwards? It's a very specifically built property for childcare centres. You would need to find another childcare centre to replace it. I'm not sure what sort of properties would be willing to, what sort of tenants would re-tenant this property if it goes vacant. So the property is $5.5 million, generating $350,000 a year in net income. Let's go to the spreadsheet to analyse how much passive income this property is generating. So if we look at our cash flow calculator, $5.5 million purchase price using a 30% deposit, and it's got that income of $350,000 a year. So it's got a net yield of 6.29%, which is alright, not too bad. Assuming a 6.5% interest rate, you've got $252,000 a year of interest repayments. So your rent's $350,000 a year, your interest repayments are $252,000 a year. So your cash flow is going to be about almost $97,000 a year. Now if we go to our cash flow snapshot, interest rates don't have to go up too much, just around about 9%, and you're going to be negatively geared. So it's not a great property if interest rates are going up, but you've still got a bit of a buffer in terms of how much they can go up until you're negatively geared. And if interest rates go down, say to 3%, you're going to be positively cash flowing $230,000 a year. I know you probably need about $10 million of residential real estate to kind of have that sort of cash flow at this LVR. So it's a really good property. One property generating almost $97,000 a year of passive income. Now, if we look at our property pay down calculator, same purchase price and deposit with that 6.29% net yield, and I've gone for a 5% rental increase because it's CPI plus 1%. In that first year, you're going to be cash flowing $96,000 a year. By year 5, you're going to be generating over $200,000 a year passive income. By year 10, $416,000 a year of passive income, and it's going to be completely paid off all the debt. By year 12, by then it's going to be generating you almost $600,000 a year of passive income in year 13, just from this one property, this one childcare centre. And remember, it's got that 15-year lease plus 3 10-year options. So it's got a huge lease from this one property, 45 years option to extend the lease. So just from this one property, it's going to be generating you almost $600,000 a year, and you can live, whatever sort of lifestyle you want just from this one property. Now we're going to go see what sort of lifestyle can you live from year 1, from that $96,000 a year of passive income. So for our balling on a budget, I decided to go to Marbella, see what sort of lifestyle we can live off that $96,000 a year. Now for that first property, I went way over budget. I found a property that's you can rent for $14,000, almost $15,000 a month, which is about $180,000 a year. So you're going to be having to contribute a bit to live this sort of lifestyle in this apartment, but it's across the road from the beach, one of the nicest places you could probably live in the world. And the next 2 properties are kind of within that budget. I found a bit more expensive and a bit cheaper. So the more expensive one's about $8,500 a month, which is $100,000 a year. You're going to be out of pocket, $4,000. You could probably afford that. And the last one, nice apartment close to the beach, $6,000 a month, about $76,000 a year. So let's look at the first property. Now this is the first property, about $15,000 a month, bit outside our budget, but I thought I'd just show it to see what sort of apartment you can get for that price, paying a little bit extra above what our cash flow generates. So it's literally across the road from the beach. You've got this huge panoramic views of the ocean, really nice apartment, sleek design. You could have parties, function. You could live here if you wanted to because it's amazing, nice views, really good climate, especially Marbella. It's warm all year round. Really nice kitchen, nice dining area, huge bed, got everything you need. Nice shower behind the bed. I've never seen that before, which is pretty amazing. A couple bedrooms. And I think it's the view that you're really going there for, right next to the beach, across the road. You just got your own pool as well. You got your own spa. I didn't see that. It's got its own spa and hot tub. So it's a 2-bed, 3 bathrooms. So it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment for $15,000 a month. You're literally across the road from the beach, right in the heart of Marbella. You can't get better than that. Now let's go look at the 2 more affordable options. So I found this house in Marbella, 2 bedrooms, 3 bath, $8,500 a month. Got your own lap pool. So it's a kind of an apartment complex where you got huge views of the actual ocean. Not right in the middle of the city, a bit further out, but nice minimalist design. Big bedrooms, nice bathrooms, really nice patio area where you can see the whole ocean, garden area as well, which most places don't have in Marbella because they're apartments. So it's on that kind of cliff top. You've got a pool because it's an apartment. You've got a tennis court as well. You've got an outdoor pool and you've got an indoor pool as well. So it's pretty amazing, this property. 2 pools, 2 bed, 2 bath. Let's see where it is. It's a bit further out into the countryside in the hills in Marbella, but not far from the actual city centre. Let's go look at the second more affordable option. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment with sea views for $6,000 a month, and it's almost $10,000. It's $9,000 a month less than the other apartment. Hasn't got as good of views, but you're still getting that 2-bed, 2-bath with views of the harbour. Really nice modern design, more family orientated. Nice bathroom with a shower, garden area right next to the jetty, harbour area. Way more affordable, and it's literally across from the jetty, not far from the other apartment, which is a bit further up, across from the beach. Really great spot. So there are 3 different options. One of them's way out of our budget, but to show you what sort of lifestyle you can live in Marbella. The other two are more affordable, in and around that sort of $96,000 a year in passive income budget. I'd personally probably go with this apartment, which is more affordable. You're pretty much getting the same thing for $100,000 a year less than this apartment. Right next to, in the middle of Marbella in the city, you get a great climate, and you can live this sort of lifestyle just through the passive income from one childcare centre in Perth. Now that's the Marbella lifestyle, completely funded by a childcare centre in Perth. Now if you missed my last video, I broke down how you can get a penthouse apartment in Bondi and a Porsche, all funded by a petrol station. So go watch that video now and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.